wasn't in the Xfinity race, he might have had an impact on who won. Denny Hamlin did not race in the Xfinity race. He was supposed to because he was sore from his Daytona wreck. And Kevin Harvick had some strong words in the media on Thursday during media day, basically saying the hits, they're just blunt, hard hits. Like they're mind-bogglingly harder than they used to be. He says he feels like he's hitting a concrete wall again, which is not good. And then he doubled down on those comments because he had a fire in the fucking Cup race because of whatever. I'll read what exactly happened to that here in a second. And yeah, what was it? The rocker panel caught on fire.
Yeah. And then
Rodney Childers rocker panel caught on fire, came through the dash. Rodney Childers was pretty vocal on Twitter. He said, "Let's put holes in the nose that will pick up every piece of rubber off the track. Let's mandate 75% open grill area to the rocker panel. Let's have a fan blowing air through that hose to make sure the rubber reaches the headers. Then once the rubber stacks up and catches fire," and then the tweet got cut off, and then Rodney deleted it. But you get the gist of it. Basically, NASCAR did not do a good job of designing the rocker panels and the grill opening, and just a bad combination that led to a fire underneath Kevin Harvick's car. And his car was on fire for the better part of a lap, and he was stopped and getting out of his car. He was sitting on the door of his car before they threw a caution. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that is unacceptable. Like, I mean, Kevin Harvick doesn't need this. He doesn't have to do this. He's got nothing to prove. Hall of Fame driver, 60 wins, Daytona 500, championship. Like, he's done everything under the sun. He doesn't have to be here in NASCAR. Why is NASCAR doing this stupid shit? Like, I mean, you need a polarizing driver like Kevin Harvick in this sport. Wouldn't you want to have him around as long as possible? He's not going to want to stick around if he's hitting fucking concrete walls and he's on fire and you guys just decide not to throw a caution until, the very last second. I mean, it's just fucking asinine, dude. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I heard someone say, well, they're in the middle of the pit cycle. Doesn't matter. Caution's a caution.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that, he gets out of the car and he's like, basically goes on and says, they're crappy ass parts. I'll insert the actual clip in the audio version, for you guys to hear. It would be from Noah Lewis. Make sure you guys subscribe to him on YouTube and follow him on Twitter and everything. He, gets all the good interviews, all the hot takes from drivers and all the good stuff. So make sure you follow him. And yeah, you'll hear Kevin Harvick's comments. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, dude. Like, we gotta fix something, man. You can't have Denny Hamlin missing an Xfinity race because he's hurt. You can't have, Bubba Wallace screaming on the radio about, how hard about getting the wind knocked out of him from getting hit from behind from a stopped race car, basically. I mean, it's fucking stupid. Just stupid.
Yeah,
I don't understand. We can't let Ryan Blaney run around Texas Motor Speedway without a fucking win in that. Like,
yeah, I mean, through officiating and car design, I mean, there have been several major missteps from NASCAR recently, and I mean, I feel like it's way more than we used to have. I do not remember this many I don't remember this many major blatant officiating errors back to back like we've had.
Yeah, I mean, they're sure quick to throw the caution for rain this weekend, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and fair enough. I mean,
Yeah,
you got your ass exposed last week, so you kind of had to.
yeah. But this shit, I mean, it is like I said, it boils down to the fact that Kevin said it. He's out of the playoffs. He's 15 points below the cut line. He worked his ass off. That team grinded all year long to get to a point to where they could win races to make the playoffs, and now this stupid shit happens. Um, because like Kyle Busch said, they buy their cars from Walmart. And I'm not. I love the next gen car. It's produced great racing, but there's definitely some design flaws that NASCAR just has been so like hell bent on. Like it's just been so reluctant in changing, just because I guess their pride's too. They don't want to swallow their pride and admit
Well,
that their car has flaws. Like I understand it's a huge undertaking and everybody wants the changes made right now, but at least and they did come out and say they are changing the rocker panel to make it better. That is being done this week. But as far as the hits go, if there needs to be something done over the off season about this at the latest
yeah, and
about the hits.
as far as the hits go, I think I said this last week. We've known about this for
Yeah.
essentially 2 years that
Well,
this
and
thing
they
is too stiff.
Yeah, well, and they softened up the front end, and I think they need to soften up the back end a little bit more too.
Yeah.
Um, and it's from what it sounded like from what Rodney said. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but it sounds like the slits they cut in the front nose to um, soften the blows is kind of what caused this because the rubber's building up in there. And yeah, so it's just there's a lot of design flaws, and I think an off season of development hopefully will fix a lot of these issues.
The problem is that's almost too late. Like you're gonna be rolling these out during the first these new implementations in the first third of the season, which is
Well,
after the Daytona 500 and after
hopefully they're
Atlanta.
already working on this shit
Yeah.
and they do it in the off season. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Um, so and here's and but NASCAR did also put out this statement, which makes me think they aren't working towards it. They said the reason these hits are harder is because they're hitting at different angles and crashing. They're hitting at different angles, yeah, and crashing differently than they have before. That is
And,
the most fucking horseshit fucking answer I think I've ever heard in my life.
well, it might not be, but it's misleading. So a comment that I saw, and I don't remember where it was that based off the design, it may be causing the cars to hit at these different angles.
We've
And
been
that's
racing in NASCAR for 75 years. You can't tell me, like, yeah, you're hitting, I guess you could be hitting at different angles, but that doesn't change the fact that doesn't excuse the fact that the car is stiff. Like, that's not why, it's not like, oh, well, if we would have hit this same angle in the old car, uh, it would have hurt just as much. No, that's fucking bullshit.
well, the old
Like,
car crushed like an Indy car. The thing is if your car design is causing you to crash at a different angle and it can't sustain that angle properly, then that is a design flaw that goes back to
yes,
the way you designed the aerodynamics of the car.
yeah. And I feel like it's probably a lot easier to change soften the impact than it is to change the aerodynamics of the car. So
I would imagine. The unfortunate thing is that I do believe NASCAR knew, obviously we know they knew about this. I believe it was a concern of theirs. They were in too deep by the time they realized because teams had already begun to lay people off. It would have been a shitstorm if we pushed this thing back a year. So unfortunately, and I'm going to give NASCAR the slightest bit of benefit of the doubt, it got delayed. It got delayed due to pandemic, and then teams started laying guys off. And then we had a parts shortage. So it's
Yeah.
not like the development of this thing has been smooth. It has been through just the worst circumstances possible.
Budgets are through the roof. Yeah.
Yeah, budgets this year are astronomical. So
Yeah.
as much as I want to shit on them for what seems to be glaring issues, which they are, they kind of were stuck.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely right. But if there's not a change, then I think we revisit this and really hammer them home.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I
yeah,
could see Kurt Busch waiting until after the start of next season to
I,
decide what he wants to do.
I'm so sick of talking about Kurt Busch because everybody's like, oh, he's retiring, oh, he's coming back, oh, he's gonna wait till next year. It's like everyone wants to be a doctor and speculate when Kurt's coming. Just let him fucking come back when he wants to come back. Like, can we shut the fuck up about Kurt Busch? Like,
Well, yeah, no,
let the man be. I'm
it's
not talking
about,
to you. I'm not
I
yelling
know.
at you.
It's
I'm
just, I understand what you're saying. It's just all I'm basically saying is that, like, he's probably looking
yeah.
at this too, and it's like, let's see what these changes.
Yeah, I mean, he backed into the wall. I'm sorry. He has that exact hit, which that exact hit definitely happened with the Gen 6 and the Gen 5, Gen 4, Gen 3, 2, 1. So NASCAR, you're full of shit there. And no one got a fucking concussion from it. So
Well, no, someone did recently, decently recently. I don't remember who. Within the past 10 years, someone did get a concussion from a similar incident. But anyway,
doesn't matter. You couldn't provide facts, so you're wrong.
Sorry, I'll just have my encyclopedia of every racing incident.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't give a exact date, I mean, might as well not say it.